Alright guys, episode 1.5, and today we're gonna be texturing our character. For those who remembered, we're gonna make this character over here and make him. We're gonna kind of copy his clothes, his style for tutorial purposes. If you're an artist, I'm pretty sure you can kind of come up with your own clothing. But even if you're just a 3D artist and you're not necessarily that great in concept art, like me, doing this is going to be a great practice for, making clothes or texturing clothes, hand painting clothes. Because that's basically what we're going to be doing, right? We're going to be hand painting. There are other ways of texturing, which is something we're not going to cover in this first tutorial series, but in the other one, in the stylized version of it. So here's how you texture the model. We've already done it a little bit. Like if we go to shading, we got a material over here, and in a previous video we hooked it up to a texture, right? So what I always like to do is in Blender, I would like to make a rough outline because we have the UV unwrap here, but still it's kind of difficult to see what is where. So I would prefer to just texture like very roughly where things are gonna go, and then I'm gonna bring it into Photoshop, or you can use your own painting software, digital drawing software, whatever floats your boat. And yeah, that's basically how we're gonna do it. So assuming, right, you don't have this, just Shift A and then image texture, create a new one, set the resolution, and then drag it into color. What I'm however going to do is I'm going to click this because picture needs to be selected. I'm going to go to texture paint. First of all, I'm going to just empty this. And what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to lay out a little bit where everything is. So I'm going to, first of all, I would like to have mirroring turned on because it's quite symmetrical, except for the band on his shoulder. So first I'm gonna draw this, right? Side. All right, lovely. So this is already gonna be quite difficult, right? Like as you can see, the legs are going around like that. So in Photoshop, it would be quite a challenge to match that. So that's kind of what I'm going to try to do here, so that if I'm in Photoshop, I know that I just have to stay within these lines. I'm going to just make it a whole lot easier. I don't have to do a lot of guesswork. Cool. There we go. Done. Okay, shoes are done, I would say. Just gonna paint the bottom here. So that's the bottom of the shoes. And basically what you can do now, right? Like I'm just kind of copying the colors here with pressing S, but you could just give it like a really saturated color. That's totally okay, right? Because if you just know where things are, then that's basically all you need to know. Okay, we're drawing the pants. Cool. I think the pants should be something like this. And if you're like, Nathan, why are you drawing with your mouse? I know, I'm a bad person, but that's just kind of what I do with these kind of styles. If something needs to be incredibly detailed, right? Then I'm like, okay, sure, I will grab out my drawing tablet. But I don't, for this style, I just never really do that because it's just not necessary. So yeah, cool. Okay, so let's just finish up these pants. Something that I find a little bit annoying sometimes is that because you're drawing, sometimes it's being projected differently. Like if you draw here, you can see that it's painting on that edge as well there. That's something I don't really like. So that's why I only do like a block out. Cool. There we go. How high is these pants? Okay, so it's being overlapped, so that's good. Okay, so something I would like to make pretty clear is like, look, you have all these cool details, right? So we have to include that. I think that's so cool. So I'm gonna go into front mode. What we're gonna do as well, to make my life even more easy, I'm gonna enable the Y mirroring. So now, if I, for example, draw a detail here, it's gonna be there as well, which is, you know, kind of nice. And this way I can also easily align on both sides where things need to go. Okay, there we go. I'm liking this. See, just those little details will really bring out the shape. And he kind of has like these big boots, so I'm gonna like make it look a little bit like this. There we go. Awesome. So the line width, you know, that I'm drawing here is definitely gonna play quite a role in how it's being read from a distance. Okay, so I guess this is maybe a little bit too big, so I'm just gonna separate this a little. Oh, this color, please. Cool. Now, as you can see, if we zoom in, you can see that it's kind of pixelated, right? If you don't like that, you have to go back to shading and increase the resolution of your texture. Because that's kind of what's determining how many pixels are available for your texture. Also, something that helps is if something is rotated. Look, if you are drawing not in a straight line, you what's it called? You get this anti-aliasing. That, well, at least it's trying to anti-alias. But it's trying to make a straight line with pixels. So yeah, that can be quite difficult. Let's see. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab another color. Just gonna draw the inside here, just a bit different. So that we can see that, you know, there's a reason why we're drawing this. So something I just want to point out is that, for example, if you ever played World of Warcraft, those guys who texture for that game, massive respect. Like, they can draw so detailed, because basically, I'm not gonna say that their models look like what we made here, but it's the same principle. Like, the model is super low poly, like incredibly low poly, and you know, because they can draw so well, it looks super detailed. I think that's really dope. Okay, so what we need to do kind of is, these are pants, so they need to get like a slightly, is this browner? Yeah, we need to make this part a little bit browner, so otherwise it's not really clear that, you know, these are boots. I'm just gonna draw this in here. And keep in mind, right, like, we're still keeping it rough because we're gonna clean this up in Photoshop if needed. Once again, that's like, you know, your own choice. If you wanna just keep it here in Blender, there's also some add-ons that you can buy to make drawing in this program easier. More power to you. I am, however, gonna show a cool trick in Photoshop. Not that we're really gonna need that for this particular style, but maybe it's something you guys haven't heard of before. Okay, there we go. Inside. Lovely. And then like this. Cool. Ah, that's perfect. Look, now it actually looks like boots. And just gonna make a small line like this. To kind of indicate that the shoes are there. Perfect. Right. So for the drawing, right, like I'm not doing too much. It's just color picking with S and clicking. Nice. See how much a big difference that makes if you use slightly different shapes. Let's see. So something he did here, which I think is pretty cool, which we are gonna attempt as well, is he drew shadows, like folds and stuff. So let's try if we can do that too. On the pants. Let's just try it on the pants. Let's see, is this darker? Yeah, it is, but I think it would be better. Just do this. And let's not mirror this, by the way. Folds are never mirrored. I mean, almost never. You made just some really straight lines. That's fine. You can do that too. There we go. Easy peasy. Okay. I'm pretty sure that out of the boots will be some folds because they are tight. I'm assuming. Go. Okay. So this would be a great time where you could, like, for example, go on the internet and find some reference for folds and stuff. So now I'm just kind of from the top of my head trying to figure out how the folds would go. And that definitely makes things a little bit more complicated. Okay, cool. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna draw this thing, which is basically just like, you know, most of his body. I'm gonna do X and Y again. Do this. And then I'm gonna have to disable the Y, and I'm gonna do it like this. As you guys can see, it's like hanging a little bit, right? Cool. Side. It's like this. And keep in mind that we don't have layers here, right? Like in Photoshop, so it's a little bit more destructive. You have to draw on top of it. Okay, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. Cool. And not to worry if you draw a little bit on the face, right? Because, you know, that face is just one color. Okay, and now we're gonna draw the cool stuff. So this is where his arms are in. So basically all that's important for us is that we draw the rope correctly to a certain extent. And from the looks of it, it kind of goes something like this. Oh, can't mirror this again. Just for the beginning, right? Because later we can... Yep, that looks good. And then on the shoulders, it goes around as well. So I think having it like this would be good. Boom, there we go. And then I'm just gonna make this line pretty thick. As well as this one. Okay. This is gonna definitely be a long video. I can already tell. See, it goes around the neck, so it's like a hoodie, right? So I'm gonna disable this one. I'm gonna just erase this a little bit in the back, it's gonna look a little bit different, a bit cooler. In the back, it's gonna look like this. No, it's just gonna go around. Okay. Sure, the corners nicely align. Nice. Good shit. Cool. And then he has like some sort of hoodie. So I'm just gonna make it like this. Dope. And then the inside is kind of like this. Dark green. So that's what we're gonna draw here. And then if we want, I think we're gonna do that. Might as well do that now, so we can all draw all those little details, those little ribble thingies. Okay. There we go. Save this real quick, by the way, because it would be a shame if Blender decided to crash. You can just feel Blender being like, oh yeah, gonna crash real soon on you for no reason. That would not be good. Okay, so here, definitely need this here. Okay. All right. So now we have a bit of a problem, right? Because we have an arm here. And if you guys remember, it's a separate object. So, you know, we can't really paint there because it's inside. I'm gonna show you guys how we can fix that in a second. Okay, copy this color. And do it on top here as well. Oh. Alright, as you guys can see, the character starts to look pretty cool. And I'm just really happy that overall, you know, it it's just kind of working because I hadn't really necessarily prepared the texturing. Because this is just something kind of creative, right? Like, how do you prepare for texturing? Like, all you can really do is follow your style guide. Like, you know, hey, these are the rules we kind of agreed on. Which, you know, for this particular case, the only style guide we have is our research towards what the game, swords and magic and stuff, looks like. So, yeah. Still a bit scary. Normally you would need a lot more preparational stuff. Like for art director, you know, it's gonna be like, oh yeah, you have to do these kind of shapes. For example, if I were to work for an art director right now, I'd maybe like, dude, these are not sharp edges. Do that better and stuff. Like that can happen. So, you know. Okay, so once again, kind of annoying edge. We have tools for that we can use. All right. Almost done with the torso. Just making sure there's no awkward spots. Okay, so I feel like this part's going a little too sharp. There we go. And I'm also gonna give this like a nice line because you can't really see it that well. Being completely honest. Gonna do the same for this. Make sure it's just more readable for the user. It's never a bad thing. See? If you just give it a small outline, it'll just help. Okay, that looks a little bit weird, so. All right, cool. Does this look from the back? That looks pretty good. I still kind of want this to be a little bit brown. Yeah. Although it doesn't make too much sense right now, it's still good to just kind of make it look like the thing is going inside a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Just, for example, if you were to fall down and these people like, oh, look, the thing is going inside a little, like normal clothing would do. Oh. Cool. All right. Gonna also have to put like an outline. These parts. Oh. Being mirrored? Nope. Never do extra work, guys, if you don't have to. Game art already takes pretty long on itself. Might as well cut corners where you can. Beautiful. Okay, let's clean up the shirts where we left off. Oh, disable the mirroring on the x-axis. Go. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now to make my life a little bit easier, so I'm gonna go into edit mode. I'm gonna select the head. And you gotta select more parts because if you have unwrapped it, right, the red lines kind of are like, oh no, you can't do this. I'm gonna also select the neck. There we go. And then here you have like this. If you go back to an object mode, you have this picture. And as you can see, you can't paint on the shirt anymore because basically what this does is the things that are selected, that becomes the only part you can paint on. I'm still wondering, is this like a... Yeah, okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do Control I. Then we're gonna go to object mode. And now we can paint on here, so we can just take our time and paint on here. So basically I find it kind of hard to paint there. So what I'm just gonna do is I'm gonna paint here. Because as you guys can see, because I painted out the way. Oh look, this is the hole that was kind of difficult to paint. So we can just do that here. See, everything comes together, guys. Because now, if you look at this, you can clearly see like, oh hey, this is how it works, right? Right? Make sure these edges, and because we left a little bit of space between all the islands, right? It's totally fine to go over the line a little bit. It's totally fine. So the only thing that's important is that we kind of like draw this further. Not sure how this is gonna go, where this is gonna go, but I'm guessing that it's gonna look fine. Yeah, perfect. It actually goes into the neck. It would have been better if this one would have gone there. It's like a nice vanishing point, if that makes sense. But I don't want it on both sides, so. I accidentally erased the the thing we drew, but that's fine. We can just redraw that. Oh. See my reference again. Yeah. Okay, so X enabled. It's probably gonna be the longest tutorial so far, because this is basically just the live texturing. Wait, how does that look at the top? Ah, okay, so basically we have something like this here. Yeah, cool. I like this. This is good. So we're still showing that he's like this cloth underneath, which is really good. I'm wondering if I can just like hide this. Yeah, there we go. In edit mode, you can just select and then press the H button and then, you know. Ah, shit. I was really hoping. Wait, what happens if I... This? Oh, yes, that works. Alright, cool. So now we have a bit... It's a bit easier to paint this out. I'm gonna do this here, so I don't accidentally want to paint through the inside. That wouldn't be good. Let's paint here. All right. Cool. Pretty dope. Let's see, where is the... Ah, here it is. Okay. Cool. So let's paint the arms here. So we don't have that awkward pixelated look. Alrighty. Cool. Very nice. This part too. Alright guys, look at this. I like it. I like when art's coming together, right? Like it just looks good. So what are we missing? So I know that he has like these cloth flaps on the side. I'm not gonna make that because that's just, it's not gonna make sense. And I could though, but it's basically just gonna be like, now it looks like he's wearing a t-shirt. So this part's just not really gonna be that possible, I think, because the arms are gonna move a lot. Maybe it'll work. No, I have a feeling that this is not gonna look that great because of the arms are now in the T-pose, right? So that would, you know, now it makes sense because it's aligned. But if the arms would go like this, then the, you know, those lines are also gonna look a little bit warped, I would say. It's fine, we'll see. We can always change the texture later on. And then for this we just do full green up until the hands. Yeah. Okay. Almost done, guys. I feel like we're getting to the end. We're nearing the end of the tutorial. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, I think this is the way to go. Definitely. And that fancy stuff like the lighter and stuff, that's something I would fix in Photoshop, right? Like over here, you could like use a little bit of color dodge or something, which is, I'll show you guys quickly. I see a little detail that I really like, so I'm just gonna. So. Go. Okay, let's paint. All right. And now I'm looking at I want to look at the reference real quick. Yeah, this comes outside of there, so it's like maybe if I do this, right, it'll give more depth, but that's not really how the cloth goes. Okay. Just disabling it for 1 second. Awesome. Let's go. Oh, you missed a spot. I forgot to turn on mirroring, so gotta do the other side as well. All right. Cool. All right. I'm gonna go back into edit mode. Alt H to bring back the face. So for the face, it's gonna be pretty simple, I think, because we can basically just clean this up here a little bit. Up. There we go. Okay, using the masking tool to our advantage here. Make sure everything is nice and clean. Liking this a lot. Click, click. Alrighty, perfecto. Cool. Now I just want to quickly check the arms. Control I, hide this. Yeah, this looks alright. I would, however, just paint this like this. Just, you know, I doubt it's gonna be seen at some point, but, you know, you never know. Alright, and now we just gotta implement those beautiful eyes. So, back to the drawing. Gonna grab some color here. And let's see. Color. Hello. Okay, so they don't have a mouth. It's fine. let's check the ears. So the ear is here, so it's like more up here. Okay. So this is definitely something you want to be fixing in Photoshop, because look, this soft edge really makes those eyes look really weird. Really weird. I would probably paint that stuff in Photoshop all the way. Okay, so this is not mirrored, as you guys can see. I'm just gonna mirror it, it's fine. Yep, and then some eyebrows. Nice! Cool! We got our character. Let's go. Saving this real quick. I'm gonna give my hair just a color, you know. Gonna make it this color. There we go. Yeah. And then if we go back to layout, material preview, make this, by the way, the roughness should be 1, specular should be like low, like 0.1. And now we have our character. Okay, so I'll probably be drawing, maybe no time now. I'll draw the details a little later. But for now, I think kinda, you know, make my point. Maybe I'll make this band as well. But this is basically how you would go about creating a character. And yeah, I think this definitely demonstrated how you could create your own skin for your character. Man, that was a 40-minute tutorial. Sheesh. Yeah. But we got something really nice for it in return. So I hope this tutorial was helpful. Leave a like and subscribe, guys, and comment if something was unclear. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.